Good evening everyone and welcome to Gundam News, with our first headline coming to us from Tamashii Nations. They announced that from November 13th until November 15th, they'll be holding Tamashii Nation 2026 in 3 different locations in Akihabara. Akiba Square, Belsal Akihabara, and the Tamashii Nation store Tokyo, which is in Akihabara. Here, they'll be announcing new figures, showing off new and old figures, and of course, they'll also be selling a bunch of stuff. With the first thing being the Metal Robot Spirits Destiny Gundam Spec 2 Final Battle version. It was first teased with the Gundam Figure Seed project, and now we've got all of the details. It goes for 25,300 yen, 159 US, and as you've probably expected, it is a slight variation of the non-final battle version, which was released way back in 2024. The joints are now plated red, the entire color scheme has a slight reddish glow, and it comes with the Wings of Light effect part, which is then also why it's more expensive than the 2024 release. Other accessories then are pretty much identical. We've got an action base, the high energy beam rifle, the railgun, the physical shield, 2 beam shield effect parts, the beam cannon, the Arendite, effect part for the Arendite, 2 long and 2 short effect parts for the beam boomerangs, and a bunch of hand options, including 2 hands with Palma Fiacina effect parts. So overall, it's a figure that's as impressive as it is limited. The second figure then is the metal build God Gundam Meikyo Shisui, also known as the God Gundam in Super Saiyan mode. And just like the Destiny, it is a recolor with a few minor changes. It's now golden, and it actually comes with less accessories. The original version came with a metal build exclusive weapon that is no longer included. What is included though is a flaming red action base with gold foil on it, beam effects for the swords, a different V-fin, and its signature halo, along with joint parts to hold said halo. As for the price then, despite coming with less accessories, this shiny golden boy is slightly more expensive than the previous release, clocking in at an impressive 39,600 yen or 248 US. Limited to Premium Bandai then is the Robot Spirit Side MS-06J Zaku 2 Wetland type version anime MS Museum version. Quite the name for quite the figure. For 11,000 yen, 69 US, this thing comes with a lot of accessories. There's the Zaku machine gun, which can be attached to the back skirt or the backpack, a spare magazine for that Zaku machine gun, a Zaku bazooka, parts to attach it to the backpack, a 175mm recoilless rifle, 2 leg-mounted missile launchers, 2 launching effect parts for those missile launchers, 2 cracker grenades, an active and a stored heat hawk, an optional commander antenna, a museum-like base to put it on, a bunch of hand options, and then something that I don't remember ever seeing before. A handheld ammo case with 12 extra missiles for the leg-mounted missile launchers. So we're getting a very nice mix of standard and, let's say, less standard equipment. And what it of course also comes with is superb articulation and a very nicely recreated camo color scheme that was used by Zaku's operating in South America, like the Amazon Basin. Next up, we got some news for the finale of the Unicorn Gundam statue. As most of us know by now, it is getting taken down on August 31st, and for the final 10 days, they'll be screening a special video called Unicorn Gundam Statue Beyond Possibility. And they also released some screenshots from the video, so we can get somewhat of an idea of what it's gonna be like. We get the activation of the Unicorn, followed by the Unicorn being visited by the RX-78-2 and the Freedom Gundam. So I think it's safe to assume that if the RX-78-2 and the Freedom appear in the movie, that the new Gundam Fukuoka version will also be making an appearance. And maybe even the Gundam from the Gundam Factory Yokohama, because, you know, those are all Gundams that had or have life-size statues. So it would really be cool to see all of them stopping by to say goodbye to the Unicorn Gundam. Unfortunately, we still have no idea what's going to be happening after the Unicorn Gundam has been dismantled and removed. And that is not the only thing happening over at the life-sized Unicorn Gundam statue. From the 10th, they started handing out holographic stickers to people spending over 3,000 yen in a single transaction at participating stores in the Diversity Tokyo Plaza, and from the 21st, a Gundam Manhole Project pop-up store will be setting up shop there. Until September 1st, they'll be selling all kinds of Gundam Manhole related merchandise, like pin sets, keychains, and tote bags. And for every 5,000 yen you spend, you'll also get a random Gundam Manhole Mini Bromide. The designs are either the RX-78 Gundam or Char's Zaku. And what we also got this week was a tiny sliver of news for Gundam Seed Freedom Zero. So, they announced that on August 28th, Gundam Con 2027 site HYTE tickets will go up for sale through a lottery system. The convention will be held in Chiba at the Makuhari Messe from January the 9th until January the 11th. And what they also announced is a few of the special talks they'll be having. These are the RG Project, the finale for the GWX 30th Anniversary Project, console games, SD Gundam G Generation Eternal, and Gundam Seed Freedom Zero. So it's probably safe to assume that they'll be giving us a lot of Gundam Seed Freedom Zero related information here. But at the moment, that is all that we know. Also, they'll have exhibitions for Tamashii Nations, the Gundam card game, Arsenal Base, and Gundam Assemble. And talking about Gundam Assemble, about 2 weeks ago, the official Gundam Assemble YouTube channel released Gundam Assemble Product Update number 1. A great video going over a bunch of information for Gundam Assemble. They talk about some of the sets that have already been announced, they talk about how to play the game, they talk about how some of these scenarios will work out, they talk about how using multiples of the same unit works, etc, etc. For all of the details, I highly recommend you to check out the full video, which I will have linked in the description down below. What I'm quickly going to go over here then is, first of all, their list of titles that will get a Gundam Assemble release in 2027. There is the OG Gundam, the OFMS team, Zeta Gundam, Double Zeta Gundam, G Gundam, Gundam Wing, Gundam X, Gundam 00, Witch from Mercury, and G Quux. And then second of all, they also showed off 4 miniatures that will be included in Gundam Assemble Deluxe Set number 3. We've got 2 Dark Armies, one being melee focused and one being ranged focused, and then 2 double Gundam heads, with the difference being their positioning and whether or not their mouth is open. Somewhat related to Gundam Assemble then, are 2 new Gundam pop-up stores that have been announced. There is one in Ho Chi Minh from August 12th until August 23rd, and then one in Boston, which goes from August 14th until August 30th. And now, let's talk about something else. Imagine you just went camping with your Char custom car, and now it's all dirty. Surely you can't wash this car with a regular standard hose, now can you? Introducing the Char Custom 10-meter hose, styled exactly like Char's custom Zaku 2, even down to the markings, meaning that this water hose shot down 5 Magellan-class ships at the Battle of Loom. Another thing I find funny is that the promotional images use a mix of Japanese and English, even inside of the same picture. For example, the water hose has 4 settings, being straight, shower, kiri, or joro. Less funny then is the price they're charging for this thing. 9,900 yen or 62 US, which is literally 3 times the price they're asking for the normal version on Amazon. And to make it just that little bit extra bad is that this is the cheapest version available with the shortest hose. Not exactly something you would want to be selling as a Char custom thing. Another character custom thing then that went up for pre-order are these Onkyo wireless earphones. Their model number is CPTWS01F, and they've got some nice Gundam Wing styling on them, plus voice guidance by the 5 Gundam Wing main characters. And the best thing is, you don't have to decide which one of the 5 you want when you're buying the earphones. They come with all 5 voices installed, and you can simply switch between them on the fly. And if you look at the charger or the box that they come in, all 5 of them are on there as well. They can be pre-ordered through Onkyo's own online store for 24,000 yen, 151 US, and they're currently slated for a late November to early December release. And what you can also get is a wireless charger for 4,400 yen, 28 US, which also features all 5 of the Wing Boys, and then a pouch for 1,500 yen, 9 US, which is character specific. Meanwhile, on the gaming front then, in Gundam Battle Operation 2 for the PlayStation, the mass production type Psycho Gundam has joined the fray, while on Steam the Narrative Gundam B2 packs has become available. In UC Engage there was a new event unit assembly for the UR Jared Mesa and his UR Ireland, and in SD Gundam G Generation Eternal, SD Gundam Side Story 2, Colossus of Legend has gone live, which was then of course coupled with some new units you could gacha for. Units like the UR Versal Knight Gundam EX version, the UR Sandaime Gundam Daishogun EX version, UR Knight Amuro DJ Armor, and the returning UR Monster Black Dragon EX version. In other news then, they showed us the main promotional image for the Sunrise 50th anniversary, and they released a promotional video for the Order Hunt and Wedge of Interlude Blu-ray and DVD limited edition box set. It is the first part of a motion comic that is included with the set, and I will have that linked down below. As for the things you could get this week then, on the 7th, the Gundam Wing X HYTE Y70 computer case collaboration returned, giving people in America, Europe, and select countries in the Asia-Pacific region another chance to buy this Hito and Wing Zero themed computer case, which will hopefully not blow itself up. The case goes for $299.99, and alongside it, other accessories have also been restocked in select regions, like a Gundam Wing keycap set for $119.99, a Gundam Wing desk pad for $29.99, and a Gundam Wing wall scroll for $34.99. The most anticipated release then happened on August the 8th, the high-grade after-war Leopard Gundam. It goes for 2,420 yen, 15 US, and man, people have been talking a lot about this thing. Unfortunately, not necessarily in a good way. The first thing a lot of people noticed is that its hips are using ball joints, which is the old standard instead of using pegs, which is the new standard. Admittedly, pegs do have an advantage in terms of articulation, but personally I'm not bothered too much about this, probably because I'm just used to building so many kits with ball joints back in the day anyways. What I personally found worse then is the thing that I saw less people talking about, the backpack connection. So, in recent years, Bandai has made a pretty big deal about making backpacks of different mobile suits universally compatible, so that kit bashing them is pretty easy. The Leopard, though, throws all of this out of the window for a proprietary connection. I get why they would go for this, but still. So the thing here is that this new connection locks the backpack into place so that it's not going anywhere. And for a backpack with a massive Gatling gun hanging from it, I can see why Bandai would think that the universal standard just wasn't enough to carry all of this weight. What is unfortunate then is that the Leopard's body doesn't have the universal holes to take another backpack from another mobile suit, in addition to its own proprietary connection, which I'm pretty sure is something Bandai has done in the past. So yeah, I wonder what the overall sentiment towards this kit is going to be in the future, because other than these few design quirks, let's call them, it does look like an otherwise very solid model kit. For this week's reading material then, there was the reprint edition of Edge of Gundam, Hirotoshi Sano Gundam Art Collection. This art book was originally released in January of 2001 and features a bunch of beautiful Gundam art done by Hirotoshi Sano, famous for working on Gundam 0083 and G Gundam as an animator. For the apparel news then, it's safe to say that we got quite a bit more than last week. Strict G kicked things off with 5 t-shirts belonging to their brand new Strict G the animation lineup. And the name of this line is kind of funny when you look at the designs of these t-shirts. For part of them, it totally makes sense. There's a black t-shirt with Amuro, a red shirt with Char, and a yellow shirt with Katz, Let's, and Kika. And all of them appear as they would appear in the OG anime. But then we've also got a blue shirt with the OG Gundam, and a burgundy shirt with Char's Zaku too. And these do not look like their anime counterparts at all. They're much more detailed, and it also kind of looks like they're done in 3D. So yeah, we've got an interesting mismatch going on here. The shirts go for 8,800 yen each, 55 US, and became available in physical Strict G stores on the 8th. And on the 11th, you could buy some more shirts, like these 3 from another new line called Strict G Graffiti. And here, the deal is that they're made to resemble, like, graffiti art. They look like they're made with spray paint, and they've also got vibrant colors, with the available designs being the OG Gundam, Char Zaku 2, and a mass production type Zaku 2. And these go for only 5,830 yen a piece, 37 US. Also releasing on the 11th is this Double Zeta Gundam Hamon Con collection. There's a glass for 2,200 yen, 14 US, a mini shoulder bag for 2,750 yen, 17 US, and 3 types of t-shirt for 4,730 yen a piece, 30 US. There's one with a full body pic of Hamon, one with Hamon's mask, and then one showing Hamon in her final moments. Releasing on September the 5th then is another collaboration with New Era for these 2 Unicorn Gundam inspired caps. For 5,280 yen, 33 US, you can get a 940 A-frame trucker cap with either the Viz Foundation logo or the Anaheim Electronics logo. And finally for Strict G, on October 31st, this collaboration with Nanga is hitting physical Strict G stores. It was previously already announced that we are getting this very striking RX-78-2 Shield sleeping bag, which goes for 68,200 yen, 428 US, and now they also announced some more standard apparel, featuring the Nanga logo with either the Gundam or Char Zaku 2. You can get them on a t-shirt for 7,700 yen a piece, 48 US, or on a sweater for 14,300 yen, 90 US each. From Bankai, meanwhile, you could get a tote bag for 4,180 yen, 26 US, featuring an embroidered gun tank, gun cannon, and Gundam, normal Zaku and Char Zaku, or simply the new Gundam. And you could also get this new Gundam embroidered on a t-shirt for 5,500 yen, 35 US, or a hoodie for 8,800 yen, 55 US, with all of these being slated for an October release. And that has been all for this week's Gundam news. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope everyone watching has a great evening, and I'll see you all next week with more Gundam news.